talking to Dabo Sweeney earlier. You said you and Barrett were the team MVPs for the Stanford game. Just what was your assessment of the performance Saturday night?
I felt like I played well, and Barrett played really well. We were really well prepared for the game. Coach Khan and Coach West did a really good job, preparing us throughout the week, and we had a really good game plan going in.
At what point did you kind of say to yourself, man, I think they're running the option a little bit here with the quarterback?
Yeah, after we saw it, that first third down, we kind of had a sense, and then they did it again, and then we were like, all right, this is kind of what they're trying to do to us this game. So we just adjusted to it. It was something kind of new that they hadn't really done that much in the year, so we just had to adjust on the fly.
How do you adjust to that on the fly? Like, what do you do schematically to just say, hey, this is how we, adjust to what they're doing?
Yeah, just going into it, we have the iPads now on the sideline, so that's a really big help. And then you can see exactly what's happening and where everyone should be fitting it up at, with the call that we have. And then just knowing, what to expect, kind of having a little anticipation for that, not anticipating it, you're a step behind, step late, especially if it's not something that you worked and you're not reading your keys right. So just having an anticipation for that moving forward throughout the game was huge for us.
I saw you maybe pointing a little bit more than you usually do. You trying to help, like Khalil and some of those guys, understand where they needed to be?
Yeah, just some communication, especially being a safety, you can see a lot more than, some of the guys that are tighter to, the line of scrimmage. And, just film study and, Coach Khan preparing me, just being able to see formations and recognize, hey, they did this formation earlier and they ran this play, it's probably coming again. Just, telling people, what to expect and what's coming, just alerting them.
RJ, as one of the veteran figureheads of this defense, what's your take, sort of assessment 4 games in of y'all's performance so far overall?
We've done some really good things, and we've done some bad things too. So we just got to be more consistent. I'd say discipline, playing full 4 quarters. Especially late in the game. If we were to sub or even starting out the game. That first half wasn't the cleanest first half either. So small things that are showing up. Like leveraging the football. Being better on the perimeter, tackling, and just being gap sound. There's things that we got to clean up as a defense. And then offensively, we've looked really good. So I'm really confident in those guys and the work that they put in.
You mentioned the iPads on the sideline kind of help you guys. Are those still images you guys see, or is it like game? Or is it like the plays that you see on the sideline? Yeah,
it's videos. So you can see the whole play, and they got the angles and everything. It's pretty cool, actually. And then I think it cuts off whenever the play is going on, like the offense is doing a play, but in between plays you can watch the plays that have happened in the past drives.
And it works for both sides, on offense and defense.
Offense and defense, yeah.
RJ, you mentioned the confidence that you have in the offense right now. What's it been like for you as a defensive guy to watch that unit break out over the last 3 games?
It's been, awesome. Like I was saying, I think I said during camp, just the work that those guys been putting in during camp, and I really saw them, have that continuity, and it was only a matter of time, and they still got work to do. They're not perfect, and we're not perfect as well, but it's really encouraging to see some of the things that we're seeing right now, and we just got to keep it going. We got to keep improving. Film's gonna be out there. Teams are gonna know what we're doing on offense and defense. And we got to clean up, some of the areas that we're weak at, some things that we're not doing as well. But, overall, I'm really proud of those guys.
Does that make your job in some respects a little bit easier, not feeling like the defense has to be perfect on every single possession because, the offense gives you a larger margin of error as a unit right now?
In a sense, we're not really trying to be too, worried about what's going on the other side of the ball. We can't. If they score no points or if they score 60 points, we can't be playing to what the scoreboard says. So we just got to focus on defense. But, it definitely does, make you a little happier, whenever you get a stop and they go get points right away. So it's definitely a good feeling. But we try to stay inside out, on our side of the ball, worry about what we can control, and that's just stopping the offense that we're going against.
What do you think of Cade's cowboy hat that he was wearing?
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I didn't get the memo. I should have got mine.
Have you seen him? It feels like something I think you did that last year. Like, you just seen a confidence with them, that kind of how well he's playing, that's kind of translating.
Yeah, you know, it's definitely been building, you know, over the past 3 weeks. His confidence has been growing. And, you know, it's really encouraging to see him take those shots, you know, step up in the pocket, you know, just let the ball go, you know. And it's really been awesome to see. He's been doing some good things, and he's confident in his reads, you know, I could tell. And, you know, you see it in practice, you know, he's really preparing really well. So it's showing up.
With you being involved in the running game a lot, Sammy Brown, as he gets more comfortable, how do you see sort of him bringing maybe more flexibility to what this defense can do the more he's on the field?
Yes, I mean, Sammy's a great player. I mean, he flies around, you know, full speed, hits people. I mean, he's not afraid of contact. He's smart. You know, being a freshman, it's not easy to be a linebacker, especially here in our defense. You know, all the stuff we got to know and all the checks and the calls and the front adjustments and stuff. So it's a lot on his plate, and he's really handling it really well. And, you know, it shows up on Saturdays. He flies around, makes plays. And, you know, he's going to be really critical for us moving forward. You know, he's a really valuable piece of this defense. And especially, you know, in the future years to come and this year, you know, we're going to need him. So I'm really excited with his growth.
Do you think he could be an asset against some of the bigger personnel teams you face, sort of helping set the edges and things like that, sort of ultimately?
Yeah, you know, 100%. He's definitely stood out and definitely made some big plays and, you know, shown that he's more than capable of doing it. You know, in critical situations, like he had a good sack in the game. You know, I think it was 20-7 or something. And he's just been getting in there earlier and earlier and just making plays, you know, on top of plays. So I'm really proud of him.
You and DJ came in the same recruiting class, and we both came to Clemson, I guess. What are some of the memories that you remember of your time with you guys spending time with each other with at Clemson?
Yeah, you know, DJ was one of my closest friends, you know, and still keep in touch with him to this day. And, you know, it's just a great relationship that me and him have, you know, just outside of football. You know, me and him roomed together for about 3 years, and, you know, I'm just proud of him and, all, you know, all that he's had to deal with and overcome, you know, just the way he's handled himself through all this adversity he's been facing. I know he'll be better because of it. And I'm just, you know, he's just one of my, you know, closest friends still to this day, so I'm really happy for him.
Were you kind of disappointed when it was reported that he may not play this Saturday against Clemson?
Yeah, I saw that. You know, I really was sick to see that. You know, I really hate that for him, that, you know, he broke his finger or whatever they said. So, you know, I'm definitely praying for him, you know, hoping for a speedy recovery.
Any questions for RJ virtually? Anybody in the room?
How long you've been here? What's the thing that makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I could get old sometimes? Like, is there something freshmen do, or do you feel like a age gap at all? And what is going through the process year after year, like, what makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I've been here a while?
Nah, there's some, like, TikTok dances and stuff that I don't know, and they be knowing, and, like, some slang that I'm kind of getting away from. You know, but they keep me young, you know, the guys in the locker room, and just hearing some of the birthdays, like, yeah, I was born in 06, I was born in 05, and I'm like, dang, you know, I was born in 01. I thought I was young. Now I'm, like, a lot older than these guys, so it's, you know, it's pretty crazy to hear some of the birthdays, too. It's just trying to stay in touch.
Anybody else? All right, RJ. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all.